Hello and good evening, everybody. We are here with XCL on the Tuesday evening safety rating 7+ race. Basically, the safer you drive, the more likely you are to be in this race. Every clean race you have with XCL, you get a good safety rating, and these are the top safe, clean drivers at XCL. So normally, what we see is a lot of good racing. Took a little break for a while, so I'm back for, we'll see how long I'm back for. But we're here at Spa. I do love Spa. Actually, the British GT is heading over to Spa in a couple of weeks' time. So, it's always nice to have a sort of a prelude to that, shall we say. And this is actually the first time I've streamed a race with the new Ford Mustang car as well, and I actually think it looks pretty mean out there. I've never driven it, so someone will have to tell me in the chat if it's actually a good car to drive. There is only there's five Ford drivers out there, so I don't know if anyone. Oh, also, if anyone's listening in the stream right now, can you just let me know if the audio's okay? I haven't done an audio change in a while, so just let me know if the volume of the cars plus the audio of the mic is suitable. But yeah, so we're riding with Patrick at the minute on his first flying lap. It's quite a long lap here, I think. The average driver, I think, goes around at about 2 minutes 20 or so, and then the top drivers can, get down somewhere into, the sub 220s. But I've always said if you can get a 220, it's normally I think it's 220. Is that the right time? It's normally a good lap. But yeah, I'm really liking those Fords. It just looks like a really, really mean car, doesn't it? And if anyone can let me know if it's a good car to drive, that would be good. But so there won't be a lot of action for the first few minutes because basically everyone's got to go around the 2 laps of the circuit, which is almost 5 minutes. So as you can see, we're coming up to basically the qualifying started with 15 minutes on the clock, and Patrick's come around with the Ford behind him just to finish their first flying lap, and we've almost lost about 5 minutes of the time. So let's see what sort of representative time he can set at the start, and then we'll be able to gauge roughly what the pole time is probably going to be today. But as Patrick crosses the line, he sets a 2:17, and then Tim in the Ford does go fastest with a 2:16.8. So like I said, if you can get a 2:20, I've always said that's a half decent time, but clearly the top drivers, they're in the 2:16, so we might even see maybe a 2:15 when all the rest of the cars go through. As you can see, there's already a bit of disparity between the times with is that Catazis 3.5 seconds back already, so that's going back into the 2 minute 20s, I believe. So all the drivers are starting to sort of tick over with their first laps. I'll try and catch as many of these laps as I can as we go. That's a nice looking Ford. So we will ride one of the new Mustangs here, but look at that black and white green livery. That's a really, really nice livery, actually. I'm a huge fan. Anyone that knows me will know that I am a Porsche fan, but I'm really liking the look of these Mustangs. They look so mean. There's what's that, Friggy Penguin or Penguin? He goes 6 seconds off the pace, so he must have not had a great lap out there first time round. I believe, I never know how to pronounce his name, but I think I'll call him Fox, because I know one of those words in there does mean fox. But yeah, he's come around. I don't know if he's going to set a time there. It looks like he fouled back down the order, so I don't know if he is going to be eligible. I'm just looking to see who else hasn't set a time yet. There's quite a few. One of these, the grids on here, we've got a 36 car grid today, so this is XCL are treating us to a nice big grid for Spa. I think it's a 45-minute race. There will be a mandatory pit stop, I presume, just for fuel. There won't be any tyre changes on here. As we see a Ferrari go flying off there. I don't know who that was. There was a Ferrari crashing there, but I'm 50. I don't know which Ferrari that was, but someone lost out on Eau Rouge. There's going to be quite a lot of cars to try and fly through here, so I'm going to have to try my best to keep up with a lot of the action in qualifying. As Gente Bars has come around the back end of the circuit. There is a few cars setting qualifying laps. I'm just trying to find their numbers out here, but I think it is Tim coming around to set his second flying lap. So Tim did have a 2:16.8, and as he crosses the line the second time around, he does not improve. Patrick actually overtakes him on his qualifying lap and does close that gap to 0.2 of a second. IXR Tripod is also 0.3 behind, so there is 3 drivers there within half a tenth of the lead time. As you can see, it's McLaren's in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, so clearly it is a McLaren track out there, but that Ford at the top by Tim is proving to be quite the... So I'm just looking at the, yeah, quite the fast car. And there's another Ford out here. See what he can do. Ron Loco come around to set his first flying lap of the day. See, I just love that. I love this car. Look at that livery. That is such a nice livery. Ron Loco, that might be the livery of the day. I presume, obviously, the horse goes in there by itself anyway. Ron Loco does go up to P12. Who else we got coming around here? The number 74 car. Who is that? That is Drone Lander. Drone Lander is currently 4.5 seconds back in P22. Let's see what he can do shortly. He's just come around to the last sector now, so it is really important that you try not to scrub. In this last section, it's just a fast flowing part of the circuit. So what you want to try and do is not scrub as much, or to scrub any speed at all. So you want to keep that steering wheel really nice and smooth. Try not to scrub every mile an hour counts here. You want to time that braking point, but it looks like he's gone deep there, and that is going to default his lap, unfortunately for him. But yeah, you really need to make sure that you're hitting the brake at the as late as possible, but obviously, like Drone Lander showed there, not too late that you go running off the back of the circuit. We have the number 30 car coming around to set a time now. That is Space KC. So Space KC's coming around to set his first flying lap. The Ferraris aren't doing that good so far out here, but he is currently without a time. It looks like he has default on that last lap again. So as you can see, there's a few cars here default on that last corner. As we see Edo Leo coming around now, another Ferrari driver. He's P29, currently the best of the drivers that hasn't set a time yet. Let's see what he can do. Obviously going really, really slow here, so it looks like he's maybe lining it up to do another lap here. So I'm curious that maybe he was just trying to find some space. Who else has come around here? We've got the number 43 car. That is Katazis. Or Katazis, I presume it is, yeah. And he's come around now. Let's see what he can do. And as he crosses the line, he goes up a few places up to P16, 2.8 seconds off the pace. That's not a bad lap by him. I'm sure he'll try and get more out of the car here. So we can see Ringmaster here now. Currently 1.1 seconds back, coming around the last couple of corners here. Can he find that time? He is one of the exclusive esports drivers. He's going to want to try and get closer to the front. And McLaren's are proving quite potent out there. As you can see, he has shaved half a second of his time, goes up to P4, so the front of this grid is starting to get more competitive now. Let's see if we can ride with a new driver we haven't driven with yet. So I'm looking at the number 75 car. That is Manbaraf, another Ferrari driver here. And he's come around the last couple of corners. Like I said, you have to try to really hit your braking point here. I like to use that white line that goes along the track as kind of like a reference point. You want to just try and brake a little bit after that, I think. Depends how your braking is. But he is currently one of the drivers that hasn't set a time. And his first time, is he going to set a valid lap? He does. He goes up to P25, so he isn't at the back of the grid. This is you can see there's 7 seconds between the front runners and the back of the grid here, so there's a massive gap in speed. A lot of people can seem to extract all of the pace out of Spa, whereas others struggle. We have the number 32 car coming around. That is OG FX1, currently 1.4 seconds back, coming around the last few corners now. Let's see what he can do on his lap. Oh, no, looks like he's having a little wiggle there. I don't know if he's just warming up his tyres ready for a flying lap. So I don't know if this is going to be a good time to have a look at. So who's next come around the track? It's number 53. That is... It's just hard trying to track down these numbers sometimes. Yeah, so Edo Leo hasn't set a time yet. We have seen him previously, but he goes in deep there, but he has managed to keep it on the track. So is he going to be able to get a time? Like I said, currently there's only, 5 drivers that haven't set a time yet, and Senna G's actually in the pit lane. But as Edo Leo crosses the line, he does go up to P27, so he has got himself off of the back, which is fantastic. The number 98 car is coming over, that is Power Ranger in the BMW, the black and grey, also blue and black and grey BMW, and as he crosses the line, he's currently 2 seconds off the pace. Can he close it up to the top 10 here? He does improve up to P12, 0.2 of a second, so he's still got time to get 2 more laps in. We have the number 22 car of Reg GT3 coming around the last couple of corners now as well. Can he improve on P21 and maybe get himself up into the top 20? Hello, Mindless Shark. Just to confirm, can you hear my audio okay? I'm not sure if it's working. But as Reg GT3 crosses line, so he did not improve on that time. So the number 75 car is next. We have seen him before. Let's give some airtime to somebody else. So we have the 548 car of Macy Kajo. Say Mindless Shark can't hear me, so that's not a good thing. They can't hear a thing. Mindless Shark, don't put like a smiley face in the chat if you can't hear me, because there's no point. Macy Kajo is going around the last couple of corners now. He currently P8, so he's not... Oh, no, he's gone in the pit, so that's anticlimactic there. Who else have we seen so far in qualifying? I just want to sort of just to go through the front 5 here. So Patrick is currently the fastest with a 2:16.4. Tim is 0.4 a second back in second. IXR Tripod still on the track is 0.4 back in third. And then we have Ringmaster 0.6 back in fourth. And then Attended Genie is in the Lamborghini in fifth place. He looks like he's had a bit of a scuff there. Yeah, so looks like he's had a bit of an incident. But we've got a 1 minute 42 seconds to go. So all these drivers that are coming around now are still going to be able to set a time. And Doug Bohr is down in P19. He's not going to be happy with that. So... let's see what he can do. I don't know if he's going to set a flying lap now, but if not, he's got one more chance to do it. So, for anyone that's new to motorsport, that I doubt if you are new to motorsport, you're going to be in this stream. But obviously, you have up until as Doug Bohr does improve to P16, but you have up until the timer gets to 0 to cross the finish line. Obviously, anything after that is the end of your lap. But if you do cross the line and the timer ends, you are still able to finish your lap. So all these drivers coming around now are going to be on their last laps. Like I said, let's see where Patrick is on the track. So Patrick has now just gone over the line to set another flying lap. And where is Tim? Tim's in the pits. And RXR Tripod's come around the back of the track. So we'll keep an eye on RXR Tripod now, because let's see if he is able to get across the line before that timer runs out. Yeah, it's Ninja. Thanks for confirming you can't hear me. That's brilliant. I was worried for a second that people could, so I'm glad that you can't. But yeah, with 30 seconds to go, Tripod is coming in, so I think he's going to get one more shot at this. I don't know if he's got enough fuel, whether this will be his last lap here, but he is only half a second off the pace. So can he, as he crosses the line on his last flying lap, do anything to try and get himself onto the front row? It looks like Patrick has given up on his lap, so it is only up to RXR Tripod, because Tim and Patrick are both in the pits. Ringmaster is out there as well. Now, Ringmaster is on his last flying lap, so I will come back to that one in a minute as we see the number 13 car of Hope Blue coming around to finish across the finish line. Does he improve on P10? No. Oh, he does. So he goes up to P5 on his last lap. He'll be really, really pleased with that one. And yeah, that's going to bump him right up into the third row. We have the number 30 car coming around next. Where are you on this list? I'm being blind, aren't I? Oh, no, there we are. That is Space KC. Space KC currently P29, 4.1 seconds off the pace. Can he do anything to get himself up the order? And then we have the number 32 car next, which is OGFX1, so we'll see what he can do as well. So yeah, Space KC goes up to P25, so well done there. Can OG break into the top 10? Does he cross the line? No, he can't. It looks like there isn't many cars out left there still doing a flying lap. The number 31 car is currently Panzerberry in P33, 5.4 seconds off the pace in the Porsche. Look at these Porsches down the bottom there. Is there any Porsches up high? No, Porsches are not doing well around Spa here with 32nd, 33rd and 35th here. But as Panzerberry comes around to do his last few corners, can he improve and get himself up into the top 30 perhaps? With 36 car grid, we're being spoilt today. But as Panzerberry comes up to the line, 5.4 seconds back, can he improve? No, there's the answer to that one. So as the number 98 car was the last driver to go across the line, I think I just missed him there. That is Power Ranger. I think he already was P12, so he stayed P12. And we have the number 1 car out there as well, but I think they probably finished their lap. I don't know if they're still on a flyer. This is Friggy Penguin. I don't know if he's on a flying lap. I presume he is. This is the lowest rated Ford, or lowest on the grid, 31st place. 31st? We'll skim over that one. But yeah, Friggy Penguin is the number 1 Ford Mustang, 4.7 seconds back. P31. Can he get himself up the order? And as he crosses the line, he stays P31, so no. Tender Genie saying 2 Fords and a Lambo in the top 10. Yeah, I'll go through the top 10 in a minute. But that was a good qualifying session. There was a few little incidents out there. But yeah, once we go into the next, the little cool down before the start of the race, I'll go through the order and we'll have a look at the timetables and see where people are going. But it is good to see a couple of Fords up there. Like I said, if anyone's in the chat and they are racing the Ford or have raced the Ford, let me know what it's like. Is it a good car to drive? Is it worth me getting out there and putting it through its paces? I am curious to know everyone's feedback on the new car in the game. Here we go. So 2 minutes to go. Let's have a look at the timetable then. So it looks like maybe Peter Bucky just snuck in at the last minute. So we have got a 37 car grid now, which is going to be crazy. Ron Locus saying good luck to all. Have fun. Tender Genie says he thinks the GT3, the Ford Mustang GT3, sorry, it's a fast car on the straight. So we'll keep an eye on that one out there today. Probably why it's going well at Spa. The Porsches are not doing a good job down here in 33rd, 34th and 36th. But let's have a look at the top 10. So top 10 today, you can see that there's 3 cars in the top 10, all with fastest sectors. But Patrick did get pole position with a 2:16.4. There are 2 other cars that did break into 2:16s in Tim with the Ford Mustang and then IXR Tripod. As expected, the McLaren is still the car of the moment. Everyone seems to be driving it. We have Ringmaster in 4th and Hope Blue in 5th. And then Dankelmeyer in 6th, one of the drivers with a fastest lap time. 2:17.4 would be for Tender Genie in the Lamborghini. So like he said, there are 2 Fords and a Lamborghini breaking up those McLarens in the there's literally McLarens all the way through the order apart from those 2 Fords and a Lamborghini. But yeah, Tender Genie looked like he might have had a little accident out there in qualifying. Yeah, but interesting to see what these guys can do, because all the way down up into 12th place until you get out of the 2:17s. So don't rule out any one of these drivers. What I'm curious about is, can they all get around Eau Rouge on the first lap without crashing into each other? It looks like Clawpty's out. I didn't realise, but Clawpty snuck out there, and he's out there in P19, so we'll keep an eye on him out there as well. He's driving in the Audi. But let's go to the front here and let these drivers all get off and do a full formation lap. It looks like one driver, car number 17, has opted to start from the pit lane. So German Wonder has not, is opting to start from the pit lane. So that's curious. Right, so let me run you through this order. We've got a nice 2, probably 3-4 minute warm-up lap here. So let's walk you through this then. So we have Patrick Sajek in first place in the 29 McLaren. Alongside him on the front row is the Ford Mustang of Tim SR3. Former Porsche driver. Looks like he switched his role over to the Ford here. On the second row we have IXR Tripod and Ringmaster. And then we have Hope Blue and Dank Mayer in the 5th and 6th positions. I think the white tag does mean you are a Gold Plus driver, so we do have 6 of our best drivers at the front, as expected. Attended Genie is in 7th in the Lamborghini, the 441 Lamborghini, so keep an eye on that one. I do love that new, the blue Mountain Wolf livery as well. And then we have... actually, so it looks like Hope Blue has fallen down the order. I don't know if that's just because of where he is on the grid. Sorry, but yeah, we have Gent Beers here in the other 313 Sorry, another McLaren. And then we have MC Jamie in the Ford, alongside another McLaren Shock in Macy Kajo. OGFX is alongside Power Ranger in 11th and 12th. Ron Loco in another Ford. See, this is my favourite livery of the day. I really like this livery that Ron Loco has got. So, yeah, it's I do like that one. So keep an eye on that. I'm wishing him all the best for a top 10 finish. Shadow Gaming is in 14th. And then we have Doug Bors and Kataziz in 15th and 16th. Stewarty is in 17th alongside Klorpt in 18th in that very outrageously pink Audi. Then we have Fox in 19th with CGT Trolley in 20th. HCR Phoenix is in 21st alongside OB1 in 22nd. Reg GT3 is in 23rd with Drone Lander in 24th. Space KC is in 25th with the Psycho Gamer in, is that the first Mercedes in this race, in 26th. And then we have Seb Dow 26. Actually, is he the first? Yeah, so actually the first PlayStation driver is ranked 27th in this race. In the 149 McLaren, so we'll wish him the best. He might be the only PlayStation driver by the looks of it. Mad Addy is in 28th place. I'm surprised about that. I thought Mad Addy was quite a quick driver, so I don't think he's going to be happy with that qualifying time in 28th, so keep an eye on him moving up the order in the race. Man Braff is in 29th in the 75 Ferrari with Friggy Penguin in 30th. Edo Leo is in 31st with Roy Dye in 32nd. I'm looking forward to this battle of the Porsche, sorry guys, with the 32nd, 33rd and 35th in the Porsches here, so keep an eye on that one. We'll keep coming back to that one. So Panzerberro, Roy Dye and Sailing G are going to be watching you today. But yeah, Panzerberro's in 33rd with Hushed Webb in 34th. And then we have Salient G in 35th. Gary the Goat is the last driver on the grid in 36th. And then German Wonder is starting from the pit lane in the other Audi. So we have got one hell of a field today, guys. And today it will be a mandatory pit stop, but just for fuel. You don't have to change your tyres. Most drivers won't, because obviously rather than stop for a 30 seconds to change your tyres, you can just stop for a couple of seconds to put fuel in. This is an extremely long pit lane, so do expect to see a bit of a, you know, all the field getting muddled up as people opt for different strategies. Some people opt to go in on lap 1, some people opt to go in on with 1 minute to go in the race, but keep an eye on that as we're coming around the last couple of, or the last corner before the start of the race. I think it starts around the first bend, I believe. We have Minor Shark cheering for OGFX SN Team Sweden. Tenor G saying, yeah, gold and plat drivers are white. So, yeah, that is, we have got a lot of gold and platinum drivers at the front here. I'm interested to see what Klopty can do from 18th place. But as we go around now, guys, we've got 45 minutes of XCL action. This is the safety rating 7+ race. This is some of the safest drivers in XCL. Let's see how safe they are when we go around Eau Rouge for the first time. 37 cars sending it up Eau Rouge. Patrick does have the pole position and the front lead, and it's green, go, go. Let's see what Patrick can do. It's a bit muddled up at the front. There is a good start there by IXR Tripod. He's going to try and dive down the inside of that Mustang. He does get through, so let's see what kind of power that Mustang has got in the straight line speed. He tucks in back behind IXR Tripod. There are 5 or 6 drivers all weaving around. There's a big crash at the back there. I'm going to set the front here, but there's a massive crash at the back. A lot of drivers, a lot of casualties. There's probably 10 or so yellow flags out there. So it looks like, the Mustang has settled into 3rd place here, but it is... outside Tripod that does get the run on him going into that first couple of corners, and he does go up Eau Rouge, the winner, and does find himself in 2nd place now, chasing down Patrick. So I think Tripod will be very happy with that initial overtake. We have had a big crash, and there is 4 drivers. It looks like 4 drivers in the pit lane currently, so I'll keep an eye on that one in a second. Yeah, it looks like Gente Bars, maybe Fox and Space KC have all been casualties of that first lap. Obviously, you can see there's a bit of a... Where's the number 22 car? So it looks like Reg GT3. I don't know if he was caught up in the crash or maybe he just sort of avoided it all, but you can see now there's been a bit of a... There's two snakes forming. One where the initial drivers that got through, and then basically then there's a second snake of all the drivers that obviously had to slow down and come back through here. But it does look like, so we have, 3 drivers in the pits currently that... that would have obviously had a bit of a collision there, so it's unfortunate for them. I'm not sure who were casualties in that race and who actually managed to get through, but yeah, I'll try and break that down in a minute. It looks like we've had a couple of 3 people quit as well, so I guess there's been, it was always an inevitable one because it's not necessarily, because these are obviously the safety drivers in XCL, but what happens is when you go up our route you can't see anything, so if someone spins out in front of you and has a crash, sometimes you're just a passenger in that. There's, even professional drivers would be caught up in things like that. It's not always the drivers that crash into people's fault, it's just sometimes people have an accident or whatever. But going lap 1 completed in this race, let me talk you through your top 10 then. So we have Patrick Sajek has maintained the lead. XCL Tripod did get the fast lap of the first lap, it doesn't really matter too much, it'll be the second lap that matters. Tim has tucked in behind XCL Tripod and he is currently in 3rd. Ringmaster's in 4th with Hope Blue behind him in 5th. Attended Genie in the Lamborghini in 6th with Dank behind him in 7th. Macy Kajo has got through in 8th, OGFX in 9th, and then Ron Loco in 10th. So it looks like these drivers here are some of the people that have managed to make, stay out of trouble initially. MC Jamie B, I'm just going to say with Ron Loco here, it looks like he is going to make an overtake on OGFX1. Is he going to try and dive down the inside? No, it's all nice clean racing here. Yeah, so MC Jamie B is in 11th here with Shadow Gaming just behind him in 12th. Oh, I do like Shadow Gaming's livery as well. So that's like your main bunch up at the front, and then CGT Trolley is just falling a little bit back. He's in 13th. Obviously, as you can see here, like, a lot of these drivers have all opted to pit here, so this is all people that are trying a different strategy. So like I said, all these drivers here might end up popping themselves up into the top 10. I really don't know how much time you lose from a pit stop here. If anyone in the chat can tell me, do you know roughly how much time you lose in the pits at Spa? Does anyone know? Oh, Klop, did you quit here? I'm not sure. Are you not in this race anymore? Oh, no, yeah. So it looks like Klopsy is one of the casualties out there. We have 35 drivers still in the race, but I think Klopsy has quit. Klopsy, maybe you can fill us in a bit more about what happened there. Yeah, look at this train of cars here. So when you go back to XCL Tripod, looks like Tim is really hustling the back of him here for 2nd and 3rd. Is he going to try and go on? That's the outside. Is going to be a bold move here. I think Tripod is going to hold the inside line, but he is going to be compromised. But he will then hold the line. But he's, like I said, Tim will have the better exit out that corner. But I'm wondering if he's then going to try and make a move going into Eau Rouge and up into the turn 3, but I'm just seeing here, is he going to... No, he's just going to tuck it in behind. He's going to use that straight line speed of the Ford that I've been reliably informed about, and we'll see what he can do going up. Let's see if he's quite close now, so I'm going to ride with Tim for a second, just see if he can make the move out of Eau Rouge down the big long straight. So as they cruise out of Eau Rouge, Tim is right up on the back of XCL Tripod. As it looks like, actually, is that Hope Blue? What Ford is that? Oh, that must be a Ford coming out of the pit lane here. So already some of the drivers that have pitted early are getting lapped. So this goes to show you how much time you do lose in the pit stops here. So that Ford is going to be shaking a few things up. Which Ford was that? That is the Ford of Friggy Penguin, but you see he has pitted though. So like I said, so having pitted early, that is going to cause them to... It's probably not going to work out for them, because if you think about it, you are going to have to let pretty much the entire field through, and then when you do that, you're then obviously losing so much time, because those drivers that are passing you are still technically racing you just a lap ahead, but obviously they haven't pitted yet. But because you're having to let all those cars pass, you're constantly off the gas. So when the other drivers that are going full throttle then decide to come in the pits later on in the race, you find yourself like half a minute down the order, because you've had to let so many drivers through. It's not always a viable strategy pitting so early, as it does look like, sorry, that Tim has now got past Tripod. So now Tripod has got Ringmaster, Hope Blue and and Attended Genie and Dank all behind him here. Look at this train of cars. And then behind that we have Macy Kojo, OGFX1 and Ron Loco. But Attended Genie holding firm here in P6 in that Lamborghini. He's doing well to keep up with the McLarens, which are obviously the in favour car at the minute. Manla Shark saying he's just a spectator today. He is indeed. But Shadow Gaming is on the back of Dank here. Oh, Dank must have fallen down the order bit because he was up there in P7 a minute ago. So he's lost some time here. And is Dank going to try and make his day worse by diving down and taking that P11 spot off of him? No, he's just keeping it safe, keeping it clean. And these have MC Jamie. MC Jamie has now opted to pit as well. So a lot of drivers are opting to pit here, as we can see OGFX and Ron Loco. Looks like Ron Loco diving down the inside here to take P7 off of OGFX. And that is, it looks like no, OGF is holding that inside line. So what's going to happen here? I'll keep an eye on this one as we go around Eau Rouge. But yeah, it looks like that Ford does have good straight line speed, but can he make it count this time? He needs to hold that line and keep it. No, that McLaren is so fast out of Eau Rouge. It's crazy. Look at the gap that OGFX broke on those couple of corners. OGFX has gotten his first track limits warning. That's interesting to know. Ron Loco putting the pressure on him here. But these two drivers battling out have fallen back down the order. So Attended Genie and Hope Blue here. As we see, Hope Blue is that in a race with... Oh no, they've got passing a back marker here, but not a back marker, but I suppose he is technically, but it's just the drivers that have pitted. But Hope Blue here is caught up in this little mix of drivers. But Attended Genie is in P6, 0.3 of a second back from Hope Blue. Hope Blue then is just a few seconds back from Ringmaster. I don't know if Hope Blue actually is there. I can't make sense of this at the minute because I don't think that timing screen's correct, because I can see the Lamborghini behind Attended Genie, but it says Hope Blue is in 5th. But I guess we just have to wait to go over a timing screen here so we can get that. Yeah, there we go. So Hope Blue has been overtaken. I was going to say something happened there. So Attended Genie is now up into P5, half a second off the back of Ringmaster. And if these two can work together, as you can see, RXR Tripod is currently holding that P3 in this race, but he has two McLarens, a McLaren and a Lamborghini behind him in 4th and 5th. So this battle here for the last podium spot is going to be spicy throughout this race. That Lamborghini is holding firm in this race. Ron Loco has... Oh no, it looks like Hope Blue maybe had a little accident now here. I think he got caught up in that back marker because Ron Loco has now got past him as well. But in all of that happening, he has lost 2.2 seconds on OGFX. But yeah, these Fords are proving to have good race pace out there as well. Just to fill you in with what's happened on the pit stop side of things. So Power Ranger is currently the lead pit stop car out there. So what I mean by that is of all the drivers that have pitted, he is net leader of those. So when all the other cars are pitted, he will be the most beneficial of those. German Wonder has not only started from the pit lane, he has also pitted, and he finds himself up into P20, 1.2 seconds back off of him. So that's going to be quite a interesting battle shortly. Salem G is up in P21, obviously, so 3rd place of the drivers that have pitted. And then we have Mad Addy, HTR Phonics, MC Jamie B, Panzabero, Macy Kajo still in the pits now. So yeah, Friggy Penguin, Obi-Wan, Drone Lander. These drivers have all pitted here, so keep an eye on them as the race goes on. But as you can see, German Wonder is closing the gap on Power Ranger here. So we'll just stay with this one for a minute and see if German Wonder can keep this good drive going on. I wonder what the distance is between Power Ranger and the next driver ahead. So yeah, they've actually got quite a bit of clean air in front of them. So if German Wonder or Power Ranger can get or if German Wonder gets past, he's going to have a lot of space ahead of him. One of the other drivers that has got a bit of clean air out there as well. It looks like the number 30 car. I don't know who that one is. Who is the number 30? Oh, that's a driver that's way down the order. I think that's one of the drivers that was in the collision. So, yeah, it doesn't matter too much. But, yeah, after this car here, there is a lot of space for these guys. So, Gem Wonder now is only half a second back. Is he going to try and make a move over the next couple of corners? We'll stay with this one and find out. I'm going to do my best to try and give a lot of people screen time, guys, but sometimes I just have to follow where the action is. But German Wonder is right up behind the BMW Power Ranger now. He's going to opt for the outside line. That is going to allow Power Ranger to keep the position, but he is going to be compromised going into the next couple of corners. So can German Wonder keep hustling him, keep making him look in his rearview mirror? He's going to try everything he can to make the move stick, but the BMW is proving to be quite a tricky car to get past here. Well, we'll come back to that one in a bit, but I think German Wonder will have that one done in a couple of corners' time. Gary the Goat here in the number 2 Mercedes. Looks like he has just made a move on Reg GT3 to move himself up into P12. So Gary the Goat now has moved us up to P12 here. Like we said, this isn't net 12 in the race because of all the drivers that have pitted. And it looks like as well at the front here we have Shadow Gaming still trying to chase down Dank here. I think that car in front is actually a Batmaker car, so I presume he will move out of the way. Yes, so this is a battle here for the last places in the top 10. I'm not sure where they'll be once all the pit stops have happened. But yeah, this is going quite well here for these guys. I'm sure they just need to keep it steady, keep it on the track. Don't waste too much time battling each other. At the front, we have Ringmaster putting pressure on OGFX1. So Ringmaster at one point was pressuring IXR Tripod for that third place position. So he must have, again, made a mistake here. But he is going to make a move on OGFX1 and move himself back up into P5. That looks rather comfortable here. Looks like OGFX is a comfortable top 10 car, but he just doesn't have the pace of the front runners currently. Likewise, Attender Genie has fallen off the back of IXR Tripod. Oh no, he has had a crash out there. So I wonder if Attender Genie and Ringmaster have had a coming together, because that bonnet on Attender Genie is hanging off slightly. So yeah, somewhere out there he has had a little accident, or a rather big one, should we say, because he's got the back of that car is crumpled as well. So I'm wondering if there's been a bit of a coming together. As you can see, Attender Genie has now moved down. Actually, so yeah, that must have just happened. So as I went on to him, guys, I've just missed the accident, sorry. He is now down in 10th place, so Attender Genie is going to be absolutely kicking himself. As we have our first penalty of the day, Roy Dye has got a stop and go 30 penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now, as I said to you before, Spa has the longest pit lane on the obviously all the tracks here on ACC, and so not only has he had to already stop, he's now going to have to go back through the pit lane and do it all over again, but stop for 30 seconds this time. So Roy Dye, who was looking like he was going to have a half decent race, out there in the in the top 25, is probably going to find himself right down the bottom of the order. Oh no, Attender Genie saying his wheel DC. That's so unfortunate. So Attender Genie is probably going to come in the pits, I would imagine, and get that car fixed. Oh no, it looks like is he got? No, yeah, he is in the pit. Yeah, so Attender Genie is in the pits now, so he'll probably opt to repair that damage as well. Let's see where he comes out in a little while. But at the front, guys, we have Patrick Sejek is currently leading this race. He has been leading the race since the start. He stayed out of trouble, and he has a 2.7 second lead at the moment. Tim currently holds the fastest lap of this race, and he is chasing him down in second place. IXR Tripod is currently in third, and that is your top 3 steps of the podium so far. Ringmaster has got himself back up into fourth, but he has got it all to do if he wants to get on the podium, 7.2 seconds back. OGFX is doing his best to hold on to the back of Ringmaster, currently in P5. Hope Blue, 2.5 seconds back, is currently in P6, with Ron Loco behind him in P7. Although I did say he was, I think he's had a little accident out there, because he was just 0.7 of a second. I think he's back behind a few of the other drivers there. But anyway, Dank is currently in P8, 2.1 seconds back, with Shadow Gaming behind him in P9. Edo Leo having a nice quiet race out there, 8.2 seconds back in P10. He will probably fall out of the top 10 once all the other drivers have come through and pit. Gary to Go is currently in 11th place, 6.7 back from him, with Reg GT3 in 12th. Cadaziz is currently 0.8 seconds back, chasing down Reg GT3 in 13th. We have Man and Baraf in 14th with Hushed Webb in 15th, 17 seconds back. Like I said, we do have German Wonder now, the net pit leader. He is currently in P16. He's got loads of clean air ahead of him, so he will start to chase down the pack ahead of him. Like I said, he has pitted, so I'll be interested to see where German Wonder, he may even find himself up into the top 10 once all the pit stops have happened. Power Ranger currently finds himself in 17th with the Psycho Gamer out in 18th, the lone Mercedes driver out there today. Mad Addy is in 19th, and then Salient G is in 20th. He's the lead Porsche driver currently. MC Jamie B is in 21st. And then, like I said, we have a Tender Genie in the pits, and then we have Roy Dye doing a stop-and-go 30 penalty. HGR Phoenix is currently in P24. Panzerberro is in P25. Stewarty is in P26, with Friggy Penguin in 27th. Obi-Wan in 28th. Drone Lander is in 29th, and Macy Kajo is in 30th. There's a lot of drivers to go through. We have had a few dropouts. We did start with 37. We now have 33. But we do have Seb Dow in 31st, with Space KC in 32nd, and then Gentibars in 33rd. So let's see what action we've got going out there at the minute. At the minute, it looks like maybe Dankmeyer on Ron Loco is a bit of a battle to keep an eye on at the minute. He is chasing down that Mustang for what will be P7th in this race. Both drivers having a half-decent race out there today. Tender Genie saying Hope Blue made contact with Ringmaster. That's why he's down the order. So that explains why Hope Blue has fallen down the order slightly. So it looks like all the drivers at the front are still having a few issues as well, because it looks like Ringmaster spun as well. So, yeah, we've got a few drivers out there making a few mistakes, but still a lot of entertainment. Actually, I'm looking here. Man Baraf is currently chasing down Reg GT3. He was 0.2 behind. Looks like he's fallen back slightly, but let's see if Man Baraf can chase down and get into that P13 spot. This is one of the close battles out there. Tender Genie, how many seconds damage did you have? Did you opt to repair it? I don't know if you're still in the pits right now. You are still in the pits. I presume you had a lot of damage. Yeah, Man Braff here trying to make a move on Reg GT3, but both these drivers are staying firm in position at the minute. Dankmeyer still chasing. Now, it looks like Dankmeyer has got past Ron Loco, so he has made that move stick, and it looks like Shadow Gaming is going to try and make his day a little bit worse and try and get through as well. But, yeah, these three drivers in 7th, 8th and 9th are battling hard. And it looks like, Ron Loco opted to go for the wider line. And, Shadow Gaming is going to be tucked up right in his slipstream. Can Shadow Gaming overtake on... use that overtake from Dankmeyer to then make the move as well. But he is right up on the back of him. Has he got the straight line speed to make a move down into the right-hander? And he is right up behind. He's in the gearbox of Ron Loco, and he's dived down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? He looks like he has got past. It's side by side. The Mustang opts to keep the wide line. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. These are side by side battling here. Good, clean racing. And it looks like Shadow Gaming. Is he going to have the inside for the next corner? And he will have the inside then for the sweeping left right-hander. And I think he's going to get this move done and dusted going into the next corner here, unless that Ford can hold on a really... Oh, he is. Ron Loco is battling hard here to keep that position, but it does look like... Yeah, he is going to make that move stick now, and Shadow Gaming has moved up into 8th place. That is fantastic racing by both of those drivers there. Really, really good. Shadow Gaming moves up to 8th place. Ron Loco moves down 2 positions. And, they live to fight another day, so that was really, really good to see. Can I zoom out a bit into TV Cam 2? I sure can, boss. Let's go and have a look. I think I can do the aerial view camera. Where is it? It's on one of these other ones, isn't it? Where is it? It's on one of these. Which one is the one I'm looking for? No, not that one either. I don't think it's giving me that view. Clopped. I can't put the TV Cam 2 on. It's not letting me do it. I know it's when you're talking about that, the helicopter cam. But it's not letting me, it's only letting me have this view on for some reason. I apologise, Klops, I can't. Go to the replay. Ah, that's it. See, I'm so out of touch. I knew there was a way of doing it. You're not wrong. Let me do it now. Just for you, Klopsy. Where is the... I'm just going to skip this forward a bit. This is painful, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Undo that. There you go. Right. That one there. Is that the one you want? That's the one you want. There we go. Look. There you go. Now you've got a big zoomed out camera. Is that... You happy now? Does that make you happy? Do you know the only thing I find with this camera is if you go to a driver in the pits, then it resets back to the original camera. Did you know that? That's a true fact. Right, let's go back out there then. So Hope Blue is trying to chase down OGFX for the 5th place. To be fair, I need to start doing this more often, don't I? Clocked. I'm not sure if it's... well, let me show you now. So what drivers are in the pits? It's the 443. We've got 22 minutes of this stream anyway. So I'm pretty sure if a car is stationary in the pits, like that, or this one, both these drivers in the pits, and then you go back... I might be wrong now, but then you go back to like another race that's racing. See how it's zoomed back in again, you see? That's the old camera now, isn't it? Am I right? Or is that still the other camera? Yeah. So that's the only reason why, Klopt, I don't use that camera in a race with pit stops because, yeah, because of that reason. But as long as you, yeah, it's obviously just a glitch that no one's ever reported. But but obviously as long as you... Let me return to garage. But like so for instance, I can switch now between any driver on this not in the pit lane, and as long as they're not stationary in the pits, it doesn't reset the camera back. So it's a strange one, but it just means you can't keep up with the pit lane action. So but yeah, it's just to let you know. But actually, what's curious as well is what I would like to see is if we look at a car that's actually moving in the pit lane, but I don't know how we'd ever do that one. But so I'm just going to go back to Hope Blue because Hope Blue is chasing down OGFX here for what is 5th place in this race. So Hope Blue and OGFX are having a good race so far. They probably will both finish in the top 10 if they don't make any mistakes. The man on the move, the one to watch at the minute is German Wonder in P15 though, but we'll keep an eye on this one. See, because to go back on this camera angle as well, so I prefer this camera angle, I do, but like... It's just because of that glitch with the pit lane. I don't use it very often, but I do like it now because you can see far more of the racing, can't you? Looks like Ron Loco actually in all this has actually got back past Shadow Gaming. So this little battle for 8th and 9th is turning into a nice juicy one. But I really like that. Oh, as I say that, he goes wide into that corner there, and then Shadow Gaming is going to get back through. I do know a lot of the Spa... turn names, but I just don't know which ones they are, so I don't want to start shouting them all out because I'll be wrong. But yeah, so Shadow Gaming gets back past Ron Loco and moves himself up into 8th place again. But whilst this is all happening, Dank Meyer is going to move himself right up the road. He has now got almost a 5-second lead. Hope Blue still hustling at the back there, but let's see what any kind of battles going on at the back here. I want to make sure I catch some of the action. It looks like MC Jamie B is trying to chase down Mad Addy for what is 19th and 20th place. Now, they are legitimately 19th and 20th at worst because of the fact they've already pitted. So they're going to be seeing where they pop into, where they pop back into the track once everyone else has done their pit stop. So I presume a lot of these drivers will opt to stay out for as long as possible. But MC Jamie B is having a good race here in the top 20. We now have 32 cars left, so we have had 5 dropouts today. Where did... Oh, actually, has Attended Genie quit? I think he has, yeah. I think Attended Genie has opted to leave the race as well. I think that damage is probably too much. Oh, no, he is back here. He is 4 laps down. Oh, maybe he's had a DC as well, but Attended Genie is now back in the race. I thought he had quit, but it looks like he's just maybe left and come back. So we have we've still got 4 casualties. We also have Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to chase down Friggy Penguin ahead of him. A BMW versus Ford Mustang battle here. This is a battle for what will be the top 25 positions on the track. We have 18 minutes to go in this race, so we've almost raced for half an hour. We still have, of the top 10 drivers, I said that Shadow Gaming has now opted to pit, so he's one of the first of the top 10 drivers to blink, as it looks like Hope Blue has also made it past OGFX here as well. But yeah, so of the top 10, none of the drivers, also we still have, the top 12 to pit, and Hush Webb in 14th, who will soon move up to 13th place. But the one I'm really curious about here, and this will be an interesting, so Shadow Gaming has finished his pit stop. Where is he coming out now? Where is German Wonder in relation to... No, see, there's Shadow Gaming come out now. There you go. So German Wonder has easily cruised up into the top 10. So Shadow Gaming was, about 4 seconds off the back of Dankmar in 7th. So we can probably work this one out now, guys, with a bit of maths in a minute. But, yeah, so we do know that, that Shadow Gaming was about 5 seconds off the back of 7th. So once we work out where the gap is for Shadow Gaming on German Wonder, we'll then be able to work out roughly, there you go. So Shadow Gaming is 6 seconds off the back of German Wonder, which means we're probably going to see German Wonder, once all the pit stops have happened, fall into 7th place. So I was just doing quick maths in my head there. So I think, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I think German Wonder, so not only did German Wonder start from the pit lane, he has pitted early doors, pumped in lap after lap after lap, and he will now find himself moving up into the top 10 and putting himself in 7th place, being able to challenge maybe for a top 5 finish by the end of this race. So this is really, really good racing here by German Wonder. Who knows what the other Audi driver of Klorpt could have done if he would have still been in the race. OGFX and Ron Loco have all pulled the trigger as well here, so they've seen that Shadow Gaming has come in the pit lane. So this is going to allow German Wonder to just, drop in front of all these drivers. So this is going to be the interesting test. Where will German Wonder come? I believe he will come out in front of Ron Loco, but behind OGFX. So let's see what happens here. Tim SR3 has done quite well this race to stay within 3 seconds off Patrick for the entire race. I reckon 3 seconds can be won or lost in the pit lane, so let's not rule out, what maybe Tim, if he has a better pit stop than Patrick, potentially, overtaking that position here. Ringmaster has slowly started to reel in RXR Tripod, now less than 5 seconds behind. So again, with 15 minutes to go, can he put enough good laps together to, maybe get himself onto the podium? So German Wonder now is coming around the first corner. So those drivers are coming out of the pit lane. So I don't know if I've... where's the 88 car of Ron Loco is coming out of the pits now. Let's see... Yeah, they're coming out now. So actually, maybe not. Maybe German Wonder is going to fall in behind Ron Loco here. Is that Ron Loco there ahead of him? Yeah, so here, as you can see, this is Ron Loco, who was in 8th place. German Wonder is just going to get past him. So we've absolutely used our maths to perfection here. And, oh no, there's a stop and go 30 penny for Katazis. So Katazis, who looked like he was going to come out maybe in the top 15, is now going to have to go back in. That is his race over. He's going to drop right down the order. Really unfortunate for him. But German Wonder is having a great race out here today. And he is now ahead of Shadow Gaming and Ron Loco. And I think he will maybe creep ahead of Dank as well. But it's going to be really, really tight when that does eventually come out. Has Patrick made a mistake here? I think Patrick has crashed, guys. I was just saying that Patrick and Tim were having good races out there. And as I've said that, commentator curse, Patrick, it looks like he has made an accident, had an accident, sorry, and he is now 2 seconds off the back of RXR Tripod. And Ringmaster is going to be smelling blood here, and he's going to be trying to chase down that driver here. But Patrick, I don't know if he's got any damage potentially as well. But his tyres are going to be at least hot for a couple of corners. But that puts the Ford of Tim easily out in the lead by about 10 seconds. And if I was Tim, I would capitalise right now and go in the pits and utilise that. As we can see, another driver have a drive-through penalty for, that'll be for too many cut corners. He in P22, but a drive-through penalty is worth about, what, a minute here? So again, he's going to lose so many positions. He's going to probably fall out the top 30. Oh, and he's going to have a big crash while we're at it as well. Straight into the wall. So that is bad to worse. And yeah, he's opted to go straight back into the pit lane. I'm not sure if he's going to rage quit there as well. But yeah, and he's gone. I think he's quit as well. But because he quitted back to the pit lane, this will answer my question as well. See that, Corp, I don't know if you're still watching this stream. But because we were on that car and he quit back to the pit lane, it has now kicked him out, so it kicked us back to the old view again. So it's a bit of a pain. It's a better camera angle, but you do have to change it back every time. It's not that much of an issue though, really. But yeah, Tim currently almost 10 seconds in the lead here with those accidents behind him. I reckon I'll just go in the pits now and get your pit stop done when you've got to be I don't know if Tim's listening to me, but that is exactly what I would have done. Because you know your main rival is 10 seconds behind. You've got a buffer, so you don't have to speed in the pit lane. You don't have to do anything too silly. You know, even if you have a bit of a slow pit stop, you're still going to come out in the lead, and you know you've got the pace. So that's exactly what I would have done, and that will easily allow him to come, to have a bit of a nice pit, But see, because he's moving in the pit lane, sorry, I'm just going on a tangent here. Because he's moving in the pit lane, it doesn't affect the camera angle. That's such a weird little thing. It's only when they're stationary in the box. But Patrick already is back up on the back of our XR tripod. Now, what Tim will want to happen here is he'll want Patrick to be caught up behind tripod for a couple of corners at least. So every single corner that these guys battle is a bit more time that Tim will get out in the lead. But this is all getting pretty good out the front now, as we'll find out where Tim filters back in. Hopefully get a bit of clean air out there. There is a yellow flag out there for the 441 car as well. So Attended Genie, has he had another crash? Attended Genie, has your wheel DC'd again? It's so unfortunate there. Look at that. Macy Kajo is currently in P28, a minute back off of Rory Dye in 27th. But actually, he hasn't even pitted yet. So that is, that is not a good day for him. He's going to have a bit of a nightmare trying to get back up the order here. Obi-Wan is still... Oh, as we have another stop and go 30 penalty for the 323 car. See, I thought that happened. No, Tim. I did think when I was watching that pit stop, I did think that he was still going, he looked like he slammed his brakes on after the pit stop line. That man did not practice his, the pit stop marker, and he had all the time in the world to have a pit stop, and he still sped in the pit lane. So that is gone from bad to worse for Tim. That means that Tripod is currently leading this race, and if he manages to hold off the attack of Patrick, he will win this race today with just over 10 minutes to go. But Tim is going to maybe even fall out the top 10 with that, because that is a massive, massive penalty, and that is great, great news for people like German Wonder, because has German Wonder had a crash here? Oh no, he hasn't. No, sorry, German Wonder hasn't had a crash. But there's another driver with a stop and go. So Reg GT3 has also got a stop and go 30 penalty. Guys, someone's taken out the pit board, and it is costing people their races here. That is so unfortunate for these guys, but. As we see Hope Blue going in the pit lane as well. Hopefully he hasn't sped in the pit lane. But yeah, it looks like RXR Tripod. I don't know if Patrick has got damage, but RXR Tripod is holding off Patrick currently. And it looks like, so I don't know if Tripod is listening to this stream. But if he is, he'll know that because of the penalty to Tim, he is now actually the net leader of this race. I don't think, the only challenger he's really got is Patrick and Ringmaster behind him, because Hope Blue was so far behind after that. So, this battle here between Tim and Patrick is literally the battle for the race win. Hushed Webb has now, he's going on a really, really long stint here. I'll be curious to see where Hushed Webb comes back out here, but he's driving really, really well. Hushed Webb, if you're listening as well, just make sure to be careful of that pit line because the board has been taken out. Do not ruin your race like Tim has. Tim has come back in again to do his lap time as well, and obviously we have, looks like Friggy Penguin has got a drive-through penalty as well. It's costing a lot of people their times out here. What else is going on this race? Ron Loco is now up on the back of Hushed Webb. This is actually a race 4 position. So although Hushed Webb hasn't pitted yet, Hushed Webb has now gone in the pits. Is Hushed Webb going to miss the pit marker here, or is he going to be conservative? No, it looks like he has practiced well and he has got to the line okay. Man Braff again is the last driver out, or the driver the furthest back that hasn't yet to pit. There is still 6 drivers at the front. Patrick is now right up behind XR Tripod. What I am curious about is where Tim is going to come out in all of this. And German Wonder is steadily sitting back about 7.5 seconds back from OGFX. But as it looks like these drivers have comfortably got past Tim as well. So I'm not sure. Shadow Gaming as well. Tim is still in the pit lane. Where's Power Ranger? So Power Ranger, so he's going to be 14th. Ed Leo is coming past him now, so that's 15th. He might, he's really going to be falling down there. Psycho Gamer's coming through. MC Jamie B's coming through. So Tim is not only, so Tim at one point looked like he was going to win this race. He's now going to be very lucky to finish in the top 20. As we see Mad Addy coming around Eau Rouge as well. All these drivers capitalising on that. I don't know if Tim has just potentially given up here. But so far so good for Tripod. Tripod is holding off Patrick here, doing very, very, very good job. He must know he's got 7 minutes to go. This is going to come down to the pit stop, but whilst all this is happening, Ringmaster is slowly closing on those front 2. Now these 3 drivers must know that they are racing for the race win here. I don't think Dank is anywhere near to make a impact. So this basically battle of the Mercedes, the 66, the 29 and the 114, McLaren. All of these 3 drivers are battling for what is going to be the race win. It looks like this is the closest that Patrick has been in a long while. As he does go wide there. Wants to be careful with things like that because we don't want Patrick to get a drive-through penalty. Doing a good job here so far. Hope Blue is now the net pit leader of this race, 10 seconds off the back of the 6th place car. He has got a 7-second lead over OGFX1, and then he's got a 7-second lead over German Wonder. It looks like everyone has cleared their penalties as well. Obi-Wan Kenobi is right. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just and it takes Obi-Wan. He is now only 0.8 of a second behind Panzerberro here. This is a battle for 21st and 22nd. So we'll just ride with this one for a second and see if he can make a move. Obi-Wan has been trying to chase down Friggy Penguin, but obviously Friggy Penguin did get a penalty for, obviously, so that pressure that Obi-Wan was putting on him did work because it forced Friggy out wide a few times, and then he obviously got himself a drive-through penalty for his luck. I'm just seeing what else is happening out there. It looks like the Psycho Gamer was... the Psycho Gamer was closing down on MC Jamie B, but it looks like he has now fallen back a little bit again as well. So these 2 guys are still battling. This is for, 14th and 15th in the race. Ringmaster has now opted to pit. So that is one of the top 3 drivers in the pit lane now. We'll see where he comes out. It looks like Tim has come back out in P17, 16 seconds off the back of Mad Addy. So... it's really unfortunate for him, the exclusive esports driver, but at one point he was looking like he was going to get the win, but now he's going to try and see if he can close down that gap and maybe get himself back up into the top 15. For anyone that's listening in the chat right now, why don't you give me an idea of who your driver of the day is? As I see Panzerberro is closing, so not only is Obi-Wan closing down on... Oh no, it looks like Salem G has now lost 2 positions here. So he was in P20, now down in P22. And yeah, Panzerberger is now holding that top 20th spot. Hushed Webb has now pitted as well, and he's up into P19. I think he's going to be really, really happy with that. A top 20 finish for him. As we can see that Tim has already taken a second out on on Mad Addy. Shadow Gamer here is still chasing down Ron Loca here for 10th and 11th place. So Ron Loco is 6.3 seconds off the back of German Wonder. So this battle here now is for the last place in the top 10. But I do think actually when Man Baraf actually pits, they will both be bumped up to 9th and 10th. This is a good little battle. It's been going on a long time now. So it looks like Ringmaster has come out, yeah, comfortably ahead of Hope Blue. So Ringmaster has covered that drive off. He just needs to try and stay out of trouble now, keep pumping in those laps, because at the minute I think IXR Tripod, oh no, to be fair, they are coming into a bit of traffic as IXR Tripod does opt to pit here. So this is vital for him. So he has to have a really, really good pit stop. Has he practiced where that line is? Yeah, it looks like he stopped comfortably. So this is what it is. So the question is now, was Patrick being held up by Tripod? I imagine Patrick is going to have to pit next lap. So this is a battle of the 2 laps now. So Patrick is going to have to pump in the best lap of his life. And then he's going to have to attack that pit box as well. And then these 2 drivers are going to have to keep an eye, obviously, Ringmaster as well. So Ringmaster will know that IXR Tripod has pitted. So the question is, first of all, is how close is he going to be to Tripod when Tripod comes out? And then, obviously, where is Patrick going to come out in relation to Tripod as well? Actually, look at this. Like, Ringmaster is really, really far back. So I wonder if he's had a crash as well. Obviously, it is a really, really long pit lane. As we can see that IXR Tripod hasn't even pitted yet. So, yeah, he probably will still catch up here. But I am curious to see where these guys fall in. As Gary the Goat goes in the pit lane as well. So this is all going to happen over the last few laps. So, yeah, so I think it'll be this lap and then next lap. And then that'll be it, I think, because of the pit stops. There was a drive-through penalty for MC Jamie B, so he was under pressure from Psycho Gamer, and because of it, he's now going to have a drive-through penalty, which is going to cost him about a minute in this race. That is really, really unfortunate for him, and that's going to drop him way down the order now, probably out of the top 20, which is such a shame. IXR Tripod has now finished his pit stop, and he is coming out. Where is Ringmaster? So Ringmaster's coming down up into Eau Rouge. This is going to be close, but I think Tripod is, actually no, Tripod's going to be comfortably in the lead. Where is Ringmaster now? He's coming around Eau Rouge. So yeah, maybe Tripod had a really good pit stop there, because he's going to come out definitely further ahead than he was previously. So Patrick, I believe, will opt to pit. Well, he has to pit this lap, obviously he will get a penalty. As we can see, Man Baraf is in the pit lane as well. Where is Gary the Goat come out in all of this? IXR Tripod is only 1 lap away from potentially getting this victory in the SR safety rating 7+ race. Yeah, Klorp saying that he thinks Tim is the driver of the day. Yeah, it's very unfortunate with that pit stop as Gary the Goat gets a stop and go penalty as well. Oh, that's really unfortunate for him. Right, so where is Patrick? Yeah, Patrick is in the pits now. Where is Tripod? This is it, guys. Is Tripod going to come out ahead of Patrick? It will be the final lap of the race when they come round, so they're going to have 1 lap to battle this out. Minor Shark saying OGFX is the driver of the day. Led Hot is saying that Shadow Gaming, after surviving Eau Rouge on that 1, if he makes up the top 10, he gets my vote. Fair enough. I think Shadow Gaming should get he is P8 currently. Yeah, Shadow Gaming is P8. But we have IXR Tripod coming around the last section now. Patrick is still going towards his pit stop box here. It is such a painful pit stop. Honestly, I hate Spa's pit stop because you just feel like you're in there for eternity. But yeah, Patrick still has to stop and then come back out and then get back onto the track. Now, I don't know how good Tripod's time, pit stop was, but you can see there isn't a green marker next to Patrick's time yet, so he has not actually completed his pit stop yet. He is at the end of the pit lane, so once it does go green, he isn't going to have to go for very long to come out of his pit box. He's still orange. It must be going green any second now. He is still stationary. This is looking good for Tripod. As Tripod, yeah, so Patrick has now finished his pit stop. Tripod is coming around. We can see Patrick coming out the pit lane. This is going to be close, but I think Patrick might have this. So Patrick's got the slow part of the track. Tripod is coming around Eau Rouge. This is going to be neck and neck, guys. This is going to be so close. And it looks like Tripod's got the momentum and he can go around the outside. They're going to be millimeters away from each other. How close do you want it on the final lap? But actually saying that, Patrick has got a stop and go 30 penalty. So actually that is going to be a big penalty for him because he can't serve that. And that would have been an epic last little lap there, but Atenergy saying what happened to Tim. So Tim basically didn't. He sped in the pit lane, so he got a stop and go 30 penalty, just like Patrick has got as well. So that actually means I think that Hope Blue is going to get the final podium spot in this race. So he might not. I don't know if he can even realize. I don't know if he'll even realize it yet. I don't know what he can see on his timing, but he must see that Patrick has got a penalty here. That will mean that Hope Blue is going to take third place in this race. That is gutting for Patrick. He did everything right, and we were going to have an absolute showdown on the last lap. IXR Tripod is going to be elated by this because he'll know now that basically Ringmaster is 7 seconds back from him and there's nothing in his way now. All he has to do is keep it on the track. Nothing silly. Patrick can pass him and he'll still win it. But I think IXR Tripod will want to show that he could have done it on the track anyway. This is, an epic little finale, and I think IXR Tripod is going to be buzzing with this victory. 45 minutes of Spa. It came down to a last lap showdown. They literally were side by side coming out the pit lane and up Eau Rouge. This was fantastic racing, and Tripod has done a great job. And to be honest, I think I'll give Tripod my driver of the day, but we have had votes for Tim from Clawpty. Ninja has said OGFX. Led Hot has said Shadow Gaming. It's been really, really good, but well done, IXR Tripod. You take the crown and you take the victory. A fantastic race. Patrick, yes, it is second currently, but he will... he's crashing into the walls here. But, he will... find himself moving down the order. Ringmaster will take net second place here, and Hope Blue come around the last corner. He will take third place once that penalty. 160 seconds. That's that penalty you don't get for serving that. That's crazy. OGFX will take fifth place. Dank will take sixth. German Wonder. To be fair, German Wonder might even be my driver of the day. Sorry, I'll have to revoke my IXR Tripod one because, German Wonder did actually start from the pit lane and finish 7th. So that's fantastic by him. So P7, driver of the day. Shadow Gaming will take P8. Ron Loco, P9. And then Gary the Goat. Actually, he's got a penalty as well. So Power Ranger will take 10th place in this race. What a battle out there. So many good overtakes. Tim looks like he gets, he's going to finish in P15 here. But actually, I think he may even go up to with the 160 seconds, he might even finish P13, actually, because I think Gary the Goat and Patrick will fall past him. I think you have to wait until all of the cars have crossed the line before it actually kicks in. Really, really good race out there, guys. We still have a few drivers to cross the line here. We have the 621 car of the Cycle Gamer. He's just crossed the line here as well. The 87 car of Mad Addy and Tim SR3 are crossing the line. Man Baraf is coming around now to finish his race in P16. Stewarty is coming around now. Well, he's not coming around now. He's got quite a few corners to go. He will finish. And then MC Jamie B, he's in the pit lane currently. Panzerbero, Hush Webb looks like he had an accident on the last lap as well. That's unfortunate for him because it looks like Panzerbero is going to move up to P7. Oh no, I think a few guys are quitting. Sorry, I'll have to look at the timetable at the end. I don't know when the actual penalties themselves kick in. But it says Patrick has won, but he hasn't. IXR Tripod has taken the win. 3 more drivers to cross the line. The last driver to finish this race will be Hushed Webb in P18. I think he did finish P20 or P21. Good racing by everybody. I want to see these penalties kick in. Oh, I don't know if it's going to show us. Yeah, well, 160 seconds, that's going to put him down into, well, right down the order down here somewhere, isn't it? So IXR Tripod is your winner. Ringmaster in P2 and Hope Blue in P3. There we go. I think that's the. Well, you can't see it now. Anyway, that's the final order. But yeah, that was a really good race, guys. I really enjoyed that one. Ron Loco saying felt good. Ron Loco wasn't enjoying the Mustang too much. Led Hot saying thanks for the great broadcast once again. No worries, Led Hot. And yeah, it was a really entertaining race. Congratulations to our podium. And yeah, well done on Tripod for the race win. And I will catch you all again next time. Bye-bye for now.